Are camcorders still worth buying? Here are my 5 reasons for buying a camcorder. Let's get started. Reason number 1, wildlife. If you're thinking or planning on shooting wildlife, a camcorder is a must. If you watch many documentaries on Nat Geo or Animal Planet, most of those documentaries are shot on a camcorder. And one of these, even like the Canon XA60, is a great little camera. You can capture great audio by attaching an XLR microphone to it, and you don't have to change lenses. You can record from far away and not disturb nature and capture the shot. If you are planning on shooting wildlife with a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, the lenses needed to capture wildlife from a distance is going to cost you a couple grand at minimum. They are very expensive, and with a camcorder, once you have it, that's it. You got everything you need there. You can zoom in, zoom out. When you're shooting wildlife, what you need is to be able to move fast so you can capture the shot. Okay, let's say you do decide to shoot wildlife with a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. The amount of time you're going to spend swapping lenses is going to be crazy. You're going to have to think about every single thing, the distance, and you can't just like zoom in, get the shot. I highly recommend, and that's why the pros shooting wildlife will use a camcorder. Reason number 2, private detective. If you are a private detective or thinking about getting into the business of becoming a private detective, a camcorder is a must. And a lot of these reasons that I'm talking about is going to be similar for each type of shooting that you're going to be doing. It's not having to change lenses. It's being able to capture good image from like very far away, where you can't be, if you're a private detective, you can't be very close to your subject or you're going to get caught and nothing is going to be held in court. The other reason is a camera like this, the Canon XA60, not a very expensive camcorder if you are just beginning. Everybody's budget is different, but it is an intermediate point of starting with a camcorder. And a camera like a Canon XA60 has what it's called OSD recording. It stamps the time and date, and when you do bring that up to court, that will be acceptable as evidence. So camera like that would be a must if you are trying to become a private detective, and not having to change lenses and being able to just sit there, zoom in, zoom out. If you do need to capture audio, you can just plug in a microphone to it right away and get high quality audio with an XLR microphone. Guys, let me cut in here real quick. So if you're looking to get this camera, I do have links down below where you can purchase this camera and all the accessories that I use with it, and that would help this channel out very much. Thank you. Reason number 3, sports. If you're shooting sports, whether it is an amateur shooting, just shooting your kids' sports, or for school, or for whatever it may be, you may want to invest in a camcorder. Just the ability of being able to zoom in, zoom out in the action. And a lot of times with sports, you can't be really close to the action, so you're going to be in the sidelines. If you're shooting like a football game, you're going to be very far away, and having a camcorder is a must. And again, for the same reason, not having to switch lenses, not having to spend so much money with an expensive lens that's going to cost you a lot of money. And when you turn on your TV and you're watching a football game, NFL game, NHL, NBA, you name it, baseball especially, those are all shot on a camcorder. Much more expensive camcorders, but a camcorder nonetheless. Just being able to zoom in from far away with a camera is a must. And in sports, you can't miss the shot. Also, if you ever watch golf, when you're on the golf course, look for that cameraman. He's going to be holding a camcorder for sure. And also when it comes to sports, being able to broadcast. When you're broadcasting, most likely it's going to be a camcorder. When you watch the news, it's also shot in a camcorder. So keep that in mind. A camcorder is not dead. It just depends on what you're shooting. Obviously, if you're doing YouTube, it really doesn't matter. You can shoot it on your GoPro, iPhone. I've seen channels with all kinds of cameras. Obviously, it depends on where you're trying to shoot and how professional you're going to be. And just try to think of the situation and the best camera for what you need. It may just be a mirrorless camera or a DSLR. Everybody's situation is different, so do what's best for you. Reason number 4, event. Like a church or a conference or even a wedding. Most weddings nowadays are shot with DSLR or mirrorless cameras, but I've shot weddings myself with a camcorder, and they do a great job. So if it is a camcorder you want to use, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You can shoot with both, it doesn't matter. So if you're filming for your church or a conference, same thing. You want to have a camera that you're not going to have to change lens if you're a pastor, if the speaker moves around on the stage too much. You want to be able to just zoom in quick and be able to just pan to where they're going to be and zoom and be able to broadcast if you need to, or live stream. It's going to be a great camera. The XA60 does that for you, and also the ability to have dual cards. I mean, I know a lot of cameras have dual card slots now, but with the camcorders, they've had it for the longest time, and being able to record with the camera like that, or just plug into an outlet. If you need to run for hours on end, you can just plug it into the wall. They're not going to overheat on you. I've had this camera run for a long time and it does not overheat. It's great to know that if you're going to be shooting for a long period of time, your camera is not going to overheat. And with a camcorder like this one, the XA60, that shoots 4K, it does not overheat. I haven't had a problem with it, and I can plug it into the wall, just record forever. And if I want to shoot it out with the batteries do last longer than DSLR and mirrorless cameras, so keep that in mind as well. And at a conference, if you have to do a quick interview, you can grab a microphone, walk around and plug it into your camera, have it sit on an iPod, have it sit on a tripod, and just interview your talent. It's great to know that you can capture high quality audio and do pretty much just about anything on your own with a camcorder. Reason number 5 and final reason, plane spotting. I am, as a hobby, I do like to film planes taking off, landing, and if you look it up on YouTube, plane spotting is a huge thing. And if you are planning on doing that, I would suggest a camcorder. Do whatever you want, and you can use any camera you want, but it's just so much easier when you just hold that camera and you just zoom in, zoom out, and you can you don't have to worry about, oh, okay, how far is that? Let me try this lens, see if this one works. It's just a pain. I do have DSLR and mirrorless cameras, but they're good for certain things, and other things I just would rather use a camcorder or even a point and shoot. This video right now is being shot with the Canon G7X Mark III, and if you're noticing that the autofocus is messed up, yeah, it's this camera. Even with the update, it's still not 100%. Sometimes I just like to shoot with whatever I want to shoot. The previous video was shot on an iPhone. So do you shoot with a camcorder? If not, what camera are you shooting with, and what are you filming? And if you do have a YouTube channel, let me know your channel down below. I would love to check it out. Guys, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.